Good afternoon, everyone. Well, let's see. After wrestling for several days, I actually have a tire now on the back of the bike. It's the one that originally was on the rim with the welded spoke, which I couldn't change the offset for the hub. So I don't know where I got this rim. But I found it in the back, had some paint on it, tried to clean the paint off of it. I put a tire on, my last tire that, well, like I say, this was the one that was on that one. I'd been running it for a while. And there was no balance mark for where you should set the, Schrader valve. So I just guessed. I took all the weights off, and it was perfectly balanced. I think it wanted to be back on the bike. I don't know. But it's got some okay tread. See, I have to turn on my headlight here. It's got some okay tread there. I can't really see a date on it. I think it says from 2010. But it's not a normal cartouche. It's rather elongated, and the word date is extremely misspelled. I forget what kind it is. Dunlap. Some kind of Dunlap. But, oh, Elite G71. So, it holds air, it's round, it's balanced. And it was, well, it didn't cost anything, but my shoulder hurts. I am going to make a longer spoon. I seen the prices are kind of expensive. I was going to get a 24-inch spoon, but So that's back together, except for, I tightened the axle nut and everything. So then Kay was saying her Westinghouse for making batter and stuff wasn't working, so I put a new cord on it. The other cord looks like mice had chewed on it or something. But the weirdest thing, I took it apart and said, heck, I might as well clean this. So I went ahead and cleaned it. Talk about simplicity. That button there just pushes down. That's the off and on switch. I mean, that can never wear out. I did clean it. I put it back together, and she used it once for about a minute and it stopped working. So she handed it back to me with a funny face. So I took it all apart. What it was, the brushes. Sorry, you can't. Let's see what I can do with the light. See, the brushes, they weren't retracting and going in and out like they should. So I took them apart out of the little holders, used my thumbnail and cleaned them off. Sprayed everything out. I sprayed everything out before because it was full of dirt and dust, probably from the 50s. But I had to physically reduce the size of the little brushes and then put them back in. Thank goodness there's a little hole I could put a wire to hold the spring, to hold the brush, so it stayed in while I put it back together. But the thing that I was intrigued with, this is the speed, okay? Now, this is turning whichever direction, but it must be adding commutators, maybe that are different sizes. I couldn't really tell. And then that's adding, well, inducing more wires, which would induce more magnetism, which would speed it up. At first, I thought it was like advance and retard, like points. But I go, nah, I mean, it seems theoretically, in my mind, but yeah, it's this, it must be adding additional wires as you go from low to high, and then, which makes, like I say, more magnetism. Somebody smarter than me could actually tell me, but I thought it was kind of interesting. I mean, the gears in here, the grease was like wax, so I cleaned all that up. And like I say, I put a new extension cord, a new cord on it for her. But it's heavy, and this thing will probably You know, like I say, Westinghouse. Probably well, it's lasted a long time. I don't know. We probably got it at a box lot at a flea market or something, or an auction. We used to go to a lot of auctions. But, I mean, everything, it's got like little ball bearings and everything, yeah, it runs really good. So, I don't know what you think. Do you think it's adding? Because it's not getting any whiter. The carbon shoe there isn't getting any whiter. So, you know, it actually, it's the only thing I can think of. Well, that's what I was doing. But I got it back working again. Wife's happy. Very important. I did take a little ride on the bike there. I had to get some stuff up to the donation box. And luckily we still have one up the street. So that's about it for here. Hope you guys have a good weekend. That's right, weekend's coming up. Keep forgetting that, being retired and all. But you guys have fun. Oh, I'm going to be putting in well, not me personally, I'll help. A friend of mine owns a heating and air company, and because they're changing the, from, I think, 410, he said, and now this other stuff, propane. I mean, they tried butane, I think, at one time. I remember that, because I used to work for him. Now they're going to be, what they sell for air conditioning is going to be propane. So the 410 actually just, it's bad for you. You'll just get a tumor. It's not cancerous. But with the propane now, being the Freon as the first of the year, well, you have the possibility of blowing your hand off. All for the good of the environment, where, you know, everybody had to get rid of 12 and 22. I remember those years. You had to reclaim it. You still got to reclaim your stuff. So yeah, now it's, so he said before the end of the year, he grabbed me a 2-ton heat pump. It's going to be delivered on Monday. I think we'll get an A coil with it too. You don't have to change the lines, just flush them. I remember you used to have to change the lines. There was a change in the Freon, you had to change the lines. But, yeah, so he had promised that, and I appreciate it. Because I have a used compressor outside, condenser. Came off a doctor's office, got hit by ice. I've been using that for 25 years. It's been puttering along, but it's pretty old. Now, the furnace in the A-coil is Rude Ream, and that's been in the house since I built the house in '99. And it's been doing pretty well, except for a motherboard. And then I just went and got a generic Honeywell, wired it up for the Rude Ream furnace, and it's been good ever since. Every once in a while, a couple of the vacuum switches might swallow some water, and you got to clean it out, and it won't start. But that's usually first of the season. So I'm I feel pretty good. The Rude Ream was pretty good furnace. Well, I'll catch you guys later. Have, like I say, a great weekend. And if you can get out there and ride, hit the throttle. And peace. See ya. Bye-bye.